But that's important because your prospect needs time not only to hear the words you're saying, but to process them, build the picture in their head of the pain point you're delivering, and go, do I recognize that picture? Does that resonate with me in my situation? Because if it does, man, you are glued in there. You are tied in now. Hi, this is Jason Kanigan, president of Sales on Fire. Let's talk about elevator pitches today. I had a blog post about how to make a good elevator pitch, and I put it behind the paywall on my blog for paid subscribers only, but it had so many inquiries. People kept asking me, Jason, how do I make a good elevator pitch, that I apparently released it back out into the wild. So it's in the description below, a link to it. You could read a little more about it there. But let's talk about it. What is this? Like, an elevator pitch, also called a 30-second commercial, is something you're supposed to say to somebody when you run into them in a quick social interaction. So at a networking event, or stuck in an elevator, for a quick trip. Most people get this wrong, and that's really the problem, is that they haven't thought it through, and so the response they give is very role title related, and we covered that in the last video about how that can really screw you up. So people just either don't understand it, or it just shuts down the conversation. What do you do? Oh, I do SEO, or I sell cell phones. Okay, something. Boom. Unless they are specifically interested right at that moment for that particular thing that you do, there's nothing there. You can't go any further, right? And if they don't understand the terminology that you're using, because of the title that you've given, that role description is just like foreign language to them, they're not going to look dumb. They're not going to say, I don't know what that means. They're just going to go, oh, okay, and move on. And you've missed your chance. Now, again, the purpose of a good elevator pitch is not to sell. Just like the opening of a call, and you can use this there too, or an opening of a letter, its purpose is to introduce and begin the qualifying process and see who's interested in talking to me, who has a need for what I have to offer. There's three things another sales trainer has said, and I agree with this, about what are effective components to an elevator speech. First one is, who do you solve problems for? Second thing is, what specific few key problems do you solve for those folks? And the third thing is, why should they buy from you? Now, I don't get a lot into why they should buy from you. I don't really care at that point about telling them why they should buy from me. That's selling. We're not quite there yet. We're still in the qualifying phase. Remember, I say qualify first, sell later. So I'm going to disagree with them a little bit on that. You can have that in there if you want. I don't use it. He has a elevator roller coaster idea that or another guy named Wilson Peng talked about, that's linked to in the article. You can look that up there. What I use as a screening tool and an interest tool is a 30-second commercial with pain points, and we've talked a lot about pain points. There's quite a bit about pain points on salestactics.org. So here's my 30-second commercial. Hey Jason, what do you do? Well, as you know, my name is Jason Kanigan, and I'm a Salesforce developer and trainer, if I'm in that role wearing that hat. Today I'm wearing my National Space Society hat. I work with business owners, sales executives, and frontline staff who are frustrated because price keeps coming up as the #1 objection from prospects. Maybe they're concerned because their revenue is up one month and down the next like a yo-yo. And sometimes they're upset because either they or their sales staff are unwilling or unable to make prospecting calls consistently and effectively. And I don't know if you're having any of those issues. That's what it sounds like coming from me. You'll note that the delivery is pretty slow, okay? To the point where I almost feel like I'm slow. But that's important because your prospect needs time not only to hear the words you're saying, but to process them, build the picture in their head of the pain point you're delivering, and go, do I recognize that picture? Does that resonate with me in my situation? Because if it does, man, you are glued in there. You are tied in now. Okay? You have instant credibility because you're describing an exact situation that they're experiencing. And how could you know what you just said unless you've worked with someone just like them? This is very, very powerful stuff. So if they have experienced any of those pain points, it's going to resonate, and that's why it's important to do your research, see, and validate this stuff. Because now you're going to get instant conversations with people. They're going to be eager to talk with you, as I've described in previous videos. And you just trail off at the end there. So when prospecting goes wrong, what usually happens is the salesperson is rushed in there, right? We talk about Gestalt theory, they're pushing forward and they get resistance, right? They throw features and benefits at this prospect that goes, wait, whoa, I don't even know if this is for me yet, okay? With the way that I'm teaching, there is none of that. Here it is, you know, here's the situation that or several situations that I help people with. Are you in that type of situation? If you are, you're gonna wanna talk to me about it. If not, okay. At least you have an idea. Now it's easy to ask for recommendations at that point too. No, I don't have any of those problems, Jason. Okay. Is there anyone in your circle that you know who does? Anybody you might have talked to in the last couple of weeks who's experiencing any of those problems? Okay. You can really use this extremely powerfully. You can use it in copy, you can use it on the phone, you can use it in person. It's very, very powerful. So that's been a quick description of how to make a good elevator pitch. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below or shoot me an email, jason@jasonkanigan.com. Check out the link in the description, and that, looking at it now, that sometimes this thing isn't even turned on, you know that? I'm just talking to you. But that post links to several others that we've discussed in here, and we talk about pain points and that a little bit more. This is Jason Kanigan from Sales on Fire. Thanks for watching.